Hi, you guys. Good evening. It's Brianna Barrow, the Beauty Biz CFO, and we are going live tonight because my biggest thing is helping beauty businesses grow, right? Essentially, seeing more money in your bank account. That is the number one reason why you decided, besides your passion, why you started a business, right? So, if you give it 1 second, we have a guest with us, an amazing woman that I have connected with. So I'm so excited for you to learn more about what she does. You know, I'm really big on building a team, right? So there are people that you need on your team at every stage of business, right? So you don't have to wait until you make 6 figures to add people to your team. So give it 1 second. Hello, good evening. We are going to talk about why you, as a business owner in the beauty industry, need a salon coach. So my biggest thing is I've worked with beauty businesses that are just now, that have just now started. I've worked with beauty businesses that have been in business for a while. And one thing that I find is on the number side, right? It doesn't matter if you make 100,000 or you make 1,000,000. Just because you make more money does not mean you see more money. Okay, so that is my biggest thing. You have to have a plan. When you create your business, your plan cannot just be, I'm just going to make money. Doesn't work like that. Okay, you will find some success, but you'll find yourself hitting a ceiling. So in order to go past that, you are going to need a team. You're going to need someone on your team. Everybody has a coach. I have two. I have 2 different coaches for 2 different reasons. All right. So she's going to come on here. We're going to talk about why you need a salon coach. What is a salon coach? You may ask yourself, do I actually need one? I found some success in what I am doing currently. So as someone who serves the beauty industry by way of accounting and taxes, like I said before, just because you make more money does not mean you see more money in your bank account. If you do not have a plan, that means that you plan to fail. And I see a lot of beauty businesses not operating in a way that really serves them. So recently I have connected with the salon coach and she is absolutely amazing. Yep, she's coming in. She is absolutely amazing, very sweet, very kind-hearted, very easy to talk to. And I'm so glad that I have connected with her. Let's bring her in. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. I'm alive and breathing, so I'm not gonna complain.
Right, we sure can. Yep.
So I was just saying that working with a lot of beauty businesses, whether you can make $100,000, you can make $1,000,000. It doesn't, just because you make more money does not mean you're going to see more money in your bank account if you don't have that proper foundation from a number side. So I was mentioning that if you do not plan, essentially you are planning to fail. And I see a lot of beauty businesses start with the intention on, oh, I just want to make money, right?
Right.
But there's really a science behind it because you can find some success on your own. However, everybody needs a coach to propel them to that 6 figures, to that 7 figures, giving you the roadmap. Coaches are the cheat code. I told my coach today, you the cheat code, boo. You the cheat code. I needed you. It would have took me years to do something that I just implemented. So I wanted to introduce you guys to Alicia Monique. She is a salon coach and educator, and she has a very, very good program. So we are just I'm gonna ask her some questions that a lot of people that I talk to on my consultations or even my current clients, they want to know, why are you recommending me to a salon coach? So Alicia, if you want to tell a little bit about yourself and what led you to what you do.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Just a little bit about me, because I know we're going to go into details, and you guys make sure you tune in and share this out, because I know we're going to get off topic once we start talking. That's just how it's going to happen. Y'all know that. So make sure y'all save this, hit the share button, invite a couple friends in so that you can get the full scoop. So I am Alicia Monique. I'm a salon coach and a product development consultant. And what I do is I partner with salon owners and salon suite stylists. I help you build a foundation. Then from there, we can work on building your clientele, retaining the clientele, building your entire team. And Brianna would be a part of your team, just so you like, well, who do I put on my team? You need an accountant, a part of your team. And then from there, we work on retiring you from the chair. What does that look like? Opening multiple locations. You like, look, I want another salon. What does that look like? But the key is to do it and still create profit. Like, do it and still be profitable and make it an easy transition for you. So that's my entire objective. And I do that because I was a salon owner just like everybody else. Now retired from standing behind a chair. I don't do hair no more. 20 years of standing behind a chair, moving around military, 5 different states, countries included, starting all over. It's like, I know how to start from the bottom up. And I've literally, the last time I started over, I built a clientele in 6 months. That's how much I move. When they typically say it's going to take you about 2 years to build a solid foundation, I was like, nah, I got 2 years. I'm here. I don't know how long I'll be here. I got to get this ball rolling really quickly. So I work with salon owners because I know the struggle. I owned a salon, and there was no quote unquote coach at the time when I owned my salon to help me figure it out. There was a couple classes that you would take at the trade shows, and pretty much you was on your own trying to figure out how the world of salon business is supposed to work out. So I ran booth rental the crazy way, like most salon owners do, and then I figure out the actual way, and it worked. And then I flipped and went to commission based, because once again, just taking random classes, not having a coach, created some sort of commission structure, which was horrible. Figured out the right structure and had success doing that. Long story short, I had a wonderful operating salon, and I was training my stylists because I knew one day that they would leave and I wanted them to open up their own businesses. And what I found out was that stylists wanted help. And initially I started to help stylists, but in helping stylists grow, they run into roadblocks when it comes to working with the salon owner. So I found it, well, why not just go to the salon owners? Because if the salons is structured right and the salons is doing great, the stylist is going to succeed. There's no doubt about it. Stylists don't need help. If the salon owners are operated properly, then the stylists are going to be able to make money. The salons are going to be able to grow. They can open multiple locations, and they continue to pour back in to the stylist. So I flipped from helping stylists to helping salon owners. For one, there are many salons out here, and I find it that they have a high turnover rate. So, and not just trying to find a stylist a great place to work, but the stylist like, oh, I can't find this place. I can't find this place. This person said that. I'm like, okay, I'm at the wrong source. Let me go higher on the chain. Let me get to the salon owner, create a good business, and you will not have a revolving door of stylists continuously leaving. You'll actually create a waiting list of stylists who want to work for you, because that clientele flow is so consistent. but you build it on a solid foundation. And that's my main thing, to make sure that you have the foundation. Because after that, you'll spend the rest of your business marketing, strategizing, scaling, and all types of greatness is going to happen after that.
Thank you for that great detail and where you started. I really do love the fact that you've been through the struggle, right? Trying to build the business and now you are actually helping people build their businesses. So let me ask you this. So for a lot of people ask me, they, for example, if they are an independent contractor, if they're renting a booth at someone else's salon, what is one piece of advice that you would give to someone that wants to transition over to a salon suite?
Well, first of all, I say to make sure that you have the clientele to support your transition.
Mm.
At the end of the day, even if you are a renter, you're still a business. So make sure that you are established as a business, even though you're inside of somebody else's salon. Establish yourself first. Have a good clientele base so that when you move over, when you create that shift, it's almost seamless for you. So you're still running as, imagine this, the place you are right now. If you say, I am a suite, how should I be set up? Even though you're in somebody else's salon, and start doing that, then your transition to a suite will be smooth. What I like though about suite stylists is to get a big enough space so that you could be a mini salon first. Because I find also that most suite stylists eventually want to have their own salons. So if you're going from a booth rental open salon concept to a suite life still in a small space, that transition to the salon sometimes is really hard. So if you go from a booth rental to a suite that's at least 2 stations, you can start to become and build a mini salon so that you can understand that salon concept, and then you can shift to a bigger salon.
Okay. So someone asked a really good question. They said, what if they plan to open a salon suite and a school in a physical location? I'm assuming they're asking, would they still follow the model that you just mentioned by going into a suite, a mini suite, and then growing from there? Or should they just kind of, what advice would you give to the person that wants to open up a salon suite in a school?
That's a great question. First of all, let me dig a little deep on that. So tell me, are you currently working in a salon? What is your current position? Are you a booth renter in somebody else's salon, or are you working in a salon suite? Because it's really hard to answer that to clearly and specifically for you if I don't understand where you are right now. So to just generally speak, yes, you can make the transition to own your own salon suites, but you have a private salon suite. Okay, perfect. So you can go and own your own building. You're working in the building and you can understand a little bit how the business operates by just start talking to the manager of that location to just get some understanding of business concepts. Because owning your own private suites, it's still like you're being in a salon. So imagine you own this building that you're currently working, but you got to rent out all of these spaces. So to have that business knowledge is going to be first, so that when you come to these mini suites, you be able to transition, but also establish yourself exactly where you are. So become the business that you want to be as the stylist. Remember, as stylists, we work for our own companies, quote unquote. I see so many stylists that don't establish themselves as a business and keep running personally and want to make the shift to business. And then they run into people like me and you, and we're like, do you have an LLC? Do you have an EIN number? Do you got your done?
Yep.
I ask all of my clients that. Now, listen, I'm not a tax preparer. I'm not an accountant. That's what y'all got grounded for. But I make sure you got those bases right there. So as a suite owner, establish yourself like that right now. Put yourself on payroll. Become an employee of your company. Then from there, you can take that small leap and find your own space with suites in it and build a school from there. But that foundation is key. Like to just go from a stylist to be like, I want to open this whole big place, and you don't have the foundation yet as a business, as a stylist, you got to get that first anyway when you go get the building. So I would recommend you do it now. So
That's
You want to
So
expand into your own suite about a total of 8 to 10. It's absolutely doable. Absolutely doable. And focusing on maxing your current suite. See, we need to talk. If you want to talk more in detail about it, go to my page, click the link in my bio, and schedule a rapid growth call. Rapid growth call is about 30 minutes, and we can go in depth on that. But yes, establish yourself right now where you are. Then you could make a shift, even if you want to get a smaller suite. I started with a smaller suite concept, like just four little rooms, one major room with a shampoo room, one huge waiting area, and one room was a break room. At the time when I owned my suite, I didn't know. Well, I did know suite life wasn't the thing. I just knew that the area I was in, there were a lot of people that were dealing with hair issues and hair problems and wanted some sort of privacy. So when I came across this space, I was like, you know what? This is perfect. Let's create suites. Nobody else has a suite here, even though it was a smaller concept. And then from there, you can just always grow. I like to think of it small, because when you make the huge jump, it may be overwhelming if you don't have a good solid foundation. Either one is going to be, difficult, but to have a smaller space is almost like, okay, I could work this out. I only got like 4 or 5 rooms. I could do this. And then go and get another building that got the 8 to 10 rooms. So now you got 2 salon suites.
mm-hmm. That's really good that you mentioned that business model that you had, because I always like to make this comment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that, for example, she mentioned 8 to 10 suites, that's awesome. But I can tell you from the accountant side, I can have a client. Let's talk. We have to talk about profit margins. That's the biggest thing. Okay. I have a client that profited more at 100,000 versus the client, she profited less and she made 3 times the amount. So just because you have more people in your salon does not mean that you will make more money if you are not structured correctly. And that is the combination. I always tell people that they think, oh, I have to wait till I get to 6 figures to get a coach. I have to wait till I get to 6 figures to talk to an accountant. No, you do not.
Because by that time, things is so screwed up that you gotta
backtrack.
create this whole ball of mess that you gotta kind of untangle. So even if you add 4 figures and start laying out your numbers and understanding how those numbers work by just taking, Brianna, I know you got small classes that people could take and just get that basic understanding and get the ball rolling, so that when you roll the 6 figures, you don't have this huge mess to unwind. I see so many salon owners that have been in existence for like 10 years, 6, 7 stations, only 2 people working there, them and another lady who's probably on her way out, can't figure out how to fill the stations again, doors are just constantly turning, have this huge goal that they want to make, but that structure is not there. And then and just been churning and churning and churning and churning for years, trying to get to the next level. Or once I make it here, like you said, once I get to this point, I'm gonna get a coach. Well, no, because as your coach, I'm like, you need a foundation first. You set the foundation, you never have to set a foundation again. It's your blueprint. All my clients get the salon blueprint. You could pick this blueprint up from here. You can take it to another salon. You can shut that one down. You can create another barbershop. You can create a nail. You can create whatever you want to create, as long as you have the foundation. And you can't wait till you reach a certain income goal to create the foundation. Income starts
that's definitely key.
It's at the door.
It definitely starts at the door. And I always like to say, when you're building your beauty business, you can't necessarily ask, like a friend or someone about what they're doing, right? One of the benefits of having a coach is that coach will help you with your vision. You have to have your own vision. I like to talk about profit margins all the time, and I need to talk about it more, to be quite honest with you, because a lot of people, I want to make 6 figures. I want to make 7 figures. Imagine you making 7 figures. Imagine you making $1 million, but you can't even pay yourself $50,000. That exists, y'all. That
Exactly.
literally exists, and it's simply because lack of foundation. That person needed a salon coach, and that person most definitely needed an accountant. All right, the salon coach will give you that foundation based on your vision,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the accountant is going to help you keep more money in your pocket so you can actually see more money. Okay, so let me ask you a question. When it comes to how we talked about how someone needs a salon coach even before they get to six figures, at what point should they find a salon coach? Like at what point? Would it be before they start? Would it be after they start and they tried it themselves a little bit? Or when is the best time?
It's you know what? That's a good question, because here's the answer. It's like saying, well, when is the best time to make some money?
Yeah, yeah,
When is the best time to pay the rent?
yeah.
It's like there's no real answer to that. If you start at the door, I work with salon owners who literally got in their place, got it furnished. It was like, all right, I don't want to mess this up. I'm starting at the beginning. I got stations. I'm like, send me a picture. Let me see the layout. Before you set these stations in place, let me rearrange your furniture for a nice flow. I've literally done that at the door. Got into the place. They don't got nobody working it. It's just them and probably a friend who's shampooing hair for them. That's all they got. And they create that solid foundation and they build on there. There's some that say, well, I'm going to give it 3 years. And I'm like, why? What are you trying to figure out in 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
When having a coach will tell you, don't do it like this, do it like this. You ain't got 3 years to make mistakes. First of all, many lease terms could be for different properties you're renting. You got a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year lease. You're going to spend the first portion of your lease making mistakes, or what do you call that? Faking it till you make it. But why? You just gonna keep throwing money down the drain. So there's no real answer to that. That's why I was like, well, okay, so when you want to make some money? Is it now? But the thing is if you like, look, I'm done. That's it. I can't take this no more. That's your time that you definitely need to find a coach. I don't care how many years you've been in. I don't care if it's 10, 15, 20, or 2. Get a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you get a coach and just get sessions with a coach to give you some strategy to start with, that you could begin to build an income on, and be like, okay, I can't get the full coach. I've had people tell this to me. I can't get the full coaching, but I need something to get me started. Do you
Yep.
got to call a strategy session, something that I can get the balls rolling in and just get some understanding on how to get this flow going, and I'm coming back to you. And they come back. But there's no real. So I'm like, well, when do I paid the down payment for this place? I bought the furniture for this place. I bought all the back bar supplies and tools. Oh, well, when do I get a coach? When I poured all the shampoo down the drain by accident because I don't understand how much my cost per use of client is for this particular product when it comes to the service that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to throw away some gallons of shampoo first before you get the coach? Or are we just going to triple book ourselves the stations so that now we're burned out and we like, oh, I can't take this no more. I got to figure something out. At that point, I'm probably yelling at you as a coach, because I'm like, you should not have made it to this point. Let's bring this down. Let's figure it out. What you want to do with your life now? Because you're like this close from completely walking away from the chair, getting a part-time job. When you have a wonderful business sitting here, you have the client flow. You just lack the structure. So structure starts at the beginning. Like, it starts at the beginning. And if you're already going, you can always take a pause. I've had plenty of people I work with that will take that pause and be like, I got to get this together, because I can't keep doing this like this, because this is not my vision. This is not what I dream of. Let me get with a coach. Let me get all this stuff laid out and get back on the ball again. It's okay to pause. It's okay to take a moment and get your life together. It's okay to take a moment and get your business together and then get back on your income flow. It's completely all right. So at that end, I don't even know whether I answered your question or not.
You did. You did. But to be quiet, it's what's crazy is the reason why I have coaches is because you can't make it's very hard for you to make a decision when you inside of your business. Because
Absolutely.
you're not your heart, that's your baby. You tied into it. You making emotional decisions. You making irrational decisions based on whatever your current situation is. You're
Mm-hmm.
not sometimes you don't know enough at that present time how to actually pivot your business for success.
Right.
So that is the reason why you have a coach. I personally invested thousands of dollars before I even took a client. I didn't even tell anybody that my business existed. I spent thousands of dollars on a coach. And even when you get a coach, y'all, you may need different types of coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about building a team. You need somebody that's going to give you your one person is not going to give it all to you. One person cannot know any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So do not be afraid to invest in your business. And when you invest in your business, be serious about it. Ain't no way I'm paying. Listen, I don't pay my coaches thousands of dollars. There is no way I'm paying my coaches thousands of dollars and not be serious about it. Because I'm serious about living my life, right? You want to be debt free? Get serious about it. You want to come? I'm really big on life beyond the chair. When I first started, I remember when I graduated from cosmetology school and I was getting out into these streets, that was the one thing that I thought about. I'm like 19, and I'm like, am I going to have to do this forever? After a year or two, my back started hurting. And I'm like, okay, what is it supposed to look like? And before I turned 20, I'm like, oh, I may got to jump ship. Everybody else getting a refund. I'm on it. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
So you really have to understand your business. And when it comes to your numbers too, and this is why Salon Coach is very pivotal in your beauty business, because when I talk to clients and we talk about profit, how much money you want to make?
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you want to see $100,000, do you even know how much money you have to make to even see that? Do you really know? Because the money you make 100,000, you even make two beauty businesses. Usually, depending on your business model, you don't make it's not a 50% profit.
Right.
So you got to understand, you got supplies. Your biggest expense is where your salon is and
Mm-hmm.
your staff.
Exactly.
Right. You get into operating efficiently with having actual employees. Some states you can't even have independent contractors.
Right.
You start operating efficiently. And then you got payroll tax. I mean, there's just an abundance of things that you are responsible for as a beauty business in order to grow. And it can happen. It could be beautiful. It could be all you ever want it to be. But you have to have that foundation. Do not let anybody tell you, girl, you don't need a coach, you got this. No, you don't. Even when you feel like you have it. There are people with many years of experience that can help you skip 10 years of life. Like that's so, if you ever thought about having a salon coach, any type of coach, understand that they are the cheat. I'm telling you, I told my coach, you the cheat code, boo. Like seriously, what I look, I wouldn't even know marketing. What you know how many a lot of salon owners that I talk to, marketing what? They don't know how to properly market for their niche. I always say it's niches and the riches.
Exactly.
I can
And
tell
that's the
you.
thing. But
Yes.
see, that's the thing, right? So when I'm talking to a lot of salon owners, it's always marketing. Like, what's your biggest struggle? It's okay. So what are you doing? Well, I post a meet on social media occasionally. Okay, that's cool. But before we get into that, I'll be like, well, what your client flow is looking like? About how many clients do you do a week? Based on how many days a week do you work? Give me your Instagram. Let me see your website. Let me see all of this stuff. If that stuff is not said, your marketing don't matter. Because marketing is where you're going to spend the rest of your life at anyway. But you don't have the foundation down. So you don't understand what your brand looks like. Your website is not cleaned up. These buttons ain't working. You don't know how to hire. I don't go by contracts. People just say they're going to pay me and we just agree. That's the worst thing I hate when I run into salon owners that are booth renters. I don't have contracts, they just going to agree to, you in a contract with that lease you own. You in a contract with your mortgage company. You got a contract with that car payment. You probably got other things you signed. Those are contracts. Credit card companies, you signed a contract with that bank account that you open up. I hope you got a business bank account, by the way, but you signed a piece of paper when you opened that up. But yet, as a booth rental salon, you don't want any paperwork. So if that's not set, then yes, you're struggling with marketing. Because when you understand what your brand look like, when you understand the team that you're building, when you understand your vision and the direction of your growth, your branding is a piece of cake. Posting on social media marketing is a piece of cake. Well, I'm going to be on Instagram, TikTok. I'm over here. I'm over there. Like, it's so many ways to market, quote unquote, that we don't know which way to go. But your foundation tells you how to market. Now you can spend time adjusting marketing strategies and things like that because you know how to pivot through them. But like Brianna said, you got to have a coach because that's the only way you're going to figure out, as opposed to trying to jump to the fun part. And we got we call that the shiny object syndrome, because everybody out here got the shiny objects. We got the social media pages that be popping, all this stuff be looking good. You like, what's wrong with mine? Your foundation is your social media can't be popping. You know what your brand look like. You can't build your social media. Ain't gonna bring in and attract stylists if you don't know what type of stylist you want or what type of foundation business structure you're gonna operate on. And the biggest thing I hear, and I'm gonna say this because there are probably salon owners out there that's thinking it. I like to say what people be thinking, because let's just chop that, right, and give you a new thought. So you're probably thinking, operating my business as a commission-based salon is hard. Like, because I can do booth rent, I just choose to do booth rent because it's easier thing for me to do.
Listen,
and I get it. But wait, I get it. I get it. I get it. You do what's easy for you. However, if that's what you're going to do it right. Do it right. I see so many people out here, oh, my booth rental is it's only like $125 a week. Okay. Now, I ain't no accountant, y'all, but I do love numbers. I will run some numbers by you in a heartbeat. And if the numbers that the calculators say don't make sense, you can always go to an accountant or always plug the numbers in your own calculator. Because if you're trying to charge a low ticket booth rental chair rate, because everybody around the neighborhood doing that, and when you break it down to what your bills look like, you just breaking even. At the end of the day, it's the break even point.
When I tell you, you just said a whole word, because I don't think a lot of people realize when you talk about employees versus independent contractors, right? So again, profitability. What do you want to bring into your salon? So when you think about how you want to grow your salon, do you want to just make a couple extra bucks?
And that's okay. That's okay.
Which is okay.
But
that's okay if that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
But what I find, a lot of people want to grow their brand. And when you are growing your brand, when you're bringing people in as your staff, you want to be able to say, not everyone, but you want to be able to say that I have a staff of 5 to 10 people. We can service you. An independent contractor is not your we. Is not your we. They are their own business. The only thing that you provide is the roof and the space.
But wait, let's pause right there. But they can be. They can be your we and your team. If you establish that in the beginning.
If you establish
that in the beginning. If you set the right structure up on how you operate, knowing that they're their own business. They could do whatever they want to do. They come and go. They got a key. They run however they want to run. But if you set it up properly in the beginning to say, yes, I'm an independent contractor salon or booth rental salon, whichever word you use, it means the same thing.
Yeah.
But this is how I want to run my business. And as you bring people in, you say, this is how this salon is ran. If they fall in line with that, then you can say, yes, our team of independent stylists over here, we can service you
Yeah.
as such.
Yeah.
But you
You can
gotta
most
establish
certainly.
that. You gotta establish that in the beginning. Most don't establish that in the beginning and trying to build, like you said, build a brand, create an umbrella of we when you
Mm-hmm.
got a whole team of eyes. It don't work that way. But if you started in the beginning and say, yes, I'm going to build a team, we're all going to be independent contractors. But this is how I want my independent contractor, booth rental salon, to operate. And as people come in, you make your operational clear.
Yeah.
You make it clear. Now it could flow right for you. But if you don't do that and you be like, oh, come on, we having a team meeting, we going over here, I be like, I ain't coming to no meeting today. I made some other plan. What? We going where? I don't need that class, girl. You good. Go ahead on with that. That's the demeanor that you're going to get because
Yeah.
that's how you set it up. Once
It,
again,
it, it
it's
most
all
certainly, she's right, y'all. It has to be clear. 'Cause let me tell y'all, from, I'm always thinking about, the IRS, because they not finna get me. They're not about to get me. So I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, right? Now I encourage everybody else. Some states do not allow you to have an independent contractor.
not at all. Not
Like,
at
you
all.
have to have employees,
You have to.
right? So when you're trying to grow your brand, a lot of people want to have control over what their team wears. They want to have control over the training. You want to have control over who gets who or how the money comes in and out. Now, at that point, you most certainly need, those are employees.
Exactly.
Those are employees.
Exactly.
And from the money standpoint, of course, to the IRS and the state, when you have independent contractors and you are really treating them like employees, you're committing tax evasion, right? So a lot of people, they don't want the headache. Like, oh, employees, I don't want the headache to think about, what comes with that workers' compensation, payroll tax. It's going to cost me more money. I'm not going to worry about it. Y'all understand, for one, the beauty industry is considered a cash-based business.
Mm-hmm.
The IRS is looking, y'all. They really looking. And then you got all your team in the same smocks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that you understand before you add to your team. Get with the coach. Figure out what business model you really want to do, because a lot of times you just think of like one or two, excuse me, one or two. Figure out how much money you want to make, because that determines how you build your business.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if you think about that a year or two down the road after you've already built your team, you're gonna have to backtrack. You're
Like
going to have to backtrack.
Yes, I like to tell people, like, when it comes to commission based, this is what I always say. Before we even go into detail, right? You got to create the win-win, right? You want to win-win. Because most people think, oh, if I do this, then people are not going to come. If I do this, okay, wait, pause. Create the win-win. But you got to start with you first. What do I want? I'm the owner of this establishment. So what do I want first? Make your list of wants. And then you balance it out. A lot of times when it comes to the commission base, the fact that you said, oh, I got to pay this, I got to pay that, I got to pay this. I'm cool. If I got to pay that, this is what I want. This is what I expect. You make that list first. And then now you find the balance of that. Because a lot of times we thinking of all the dollars that we got to push out and what people are not going to do. And we want them to do this. But if you just reverse that psychology a little bit, because you got to put out, and I wouldn't even think of the dollar amount I have to put out. Because I have to put out, this is what I want. This is what I need. And this is what I expect. Now from there, you balance it out on the stylist side. Because we like, oh, we don't want to, if I take too much of their money, they're not going to come here. If I don't, throw that out of your mind altogether. Like, just get rid of that. Because at the end of the day, if the business fails, it's your fault. It's not the stylist's fault. It's your fault. So as commission based, yes, you have to pay for things. That's the cost of doing business, right? I don't care if you got to pay $1 million. Throw it out the window, sit it over here, and be like, okay, since I got to throw away $1 million, this is what I expect. I expect $1 million hairstyles to walk out of here. I expect stylists to come in and be $1 million professionals. Why? Because I am going to have training programs, educational programs to create $1 million stylists, since I got to pay millions of dollars in order to run this business. This is what I want. This is what I expect of them. Now, on the flip side, this is what they're going to gain. This is the benefits of working here. So when you looking at the money, because we look at the money first. If it's too high, we're gonna look at the money first. If it's low, like $20, no, we ain't worry about that $20. We drink $20. We eat $20 in like 2 minutes for lunch, or for pick it up on the way from Starbucks or something like that. That ain't nothing. But if you be like, at the end of the year, you gotta pay $20,000, you like, wait a minute. Oh, 20, you mean 20,000 per employee? Do you know how much money that is? Don't think of it like that. Think of it, because I have to pay $1 million per stylist, this is what I need. And that's how that $1 million is going to get paid for. So when it comes to creating that commission, you got to look at what you want first as a salon owner. Like Brianna said, it's profit first. Now you can plug the people in.
Yeah, it definitely has to make sense when you grow your team. Don't ever think that by adding more people, that's the answer.
Right.
That's not the answer. The second you think about adding more people, you need to go ahead and call Alicia, y'all.
Right.
Like, honestly, you need to just go ahead and get you a coach that doesn't have a cookie cutter program, as far as everybody's going to start and everybody's going to finish this one way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, Alicia, let me ask you a question. When you said you work with salon owners and suite owners, what people fall into there? Do you work with wig makers? You know, right now we're in a niche society. Like I say all the time, it is riches in the niches. The people who have mastered one thing and people know them for like one type of thing make the most. I'm telling, I didn't seen it. I seen it. So, Alicia, who do you work with? Braiders? Do you work with? Tell me who all falls within the category that you work with.
I work with salon owners and salon suite stylists. But here's the thing. I don't care what service you do.
Okay.
I don't go by services, because as you go through my program, we're going to streamline all of that. If you two out here in the yonder floating in the air, I'll just pull you on back in. So it doesn't really matter what your service in. I'll figure out what your brand is about and what you like to do and help you streamline that. So if you're a salon owner, you like, I have salon owners who are just natural hair salons. They do anything natural hair, twists, braids, lock, crochet styles, whatever on the natural hair, right? Color, they don't do chemicals. So they don't do, they do color. Let me rephrase that. They do color, but not relaxers. And then I have some stylists who all they do is extensions all day long. Extensions have units that they sell. They have bundles that they sell. So they also have retail as well. I help you with your retail. Retail is your second source of income when it comes to the beauty industry. Automatically, you gain that when you went and signed your paper because you passed your test. They might as well say retail was implied on that, but many of us don't incorporate retail in our business. I make you incorporate retail. How else are you going to make some more money without you standing behind a chair physically? So I have braiders that I literally work with. All they do is braid all day long, braids, crochet braids, things of that nature. Who else do I have? So your specialty can be anything, but as long as you're a suite stylist and you're looking to grow, and I go over your pricing menu as well. We create different scenarios on your pricing menu, things that you can offer. My clients have increased their income by 15% by working with me over the first 90 days. And I have a 6-month program that I do. But I go so in depth into the things that you need to know business-wise that it's going to force you to adjust how you operate. So regardless of what you do, I'm like, okay, so you're doing all that. I literally had one person who was nothing but a braider, and she wanted to switch over to wigs. And she couldn't figure out how to do the switch. And I was like, girl, stop talking about braids. She was like, but I can't. But braids is my money making, how I make money. I said, but stop talking about one and start talking about the other. Literally, literally, it was like this was her last TikTok, her last reel. She was on all this stuff. Last, don't do no more. Do this. Everything started to shift over. Yes, she was still attracting people in her area for what she was known for, but her
Yeah.
just had to see her shift. I say, give your shift 30 days. Stay committed to this new niche for 30 days and watch the changeover. Watch what happens. She knocking out units left and right. She like, I can't make them fast enough. Okay, so we got to figure out how to streamline this now.
Yeah.
We got to figure out what's next. You need to, where your braiders at? You got 2 braiders coming on board. Everybody that you be braiding should be sliding over to their chair. You ain't got time to be braiding no more. So she actually adjusted that shift. So I don't really do niche. What I do is business. And then if we need to adjust by me working with you and as you go into the program, I'll understand where your adjustment is. But I cater towards wherever you are and what you need to grow, not what the industry say you should have, because I don't believe in that. Like,
Yeah.
I've shifted my clientele plenty of times. The last shift of my clientele before I retired, I did all Latino women, and all I did was color, extensions, and cuts. That's it. And if I had somebody who showed up for a relaxer, I literally was like, where you find me at? Like, I was like, my brain was like, you don't want to do her no more. You shift the clientele. Where she come from? And before that, living in another state, I did nothing but natural hair and locks. Before that, I was straight braider. So it's not hard to shift and change a clientele. And when you niche down, people begin to look at you specifically for that. You begin to seek out people who are looking to get that service done. If I stood behind you in a store, I could pick out a beautiful hair extension from the back and be like, excuse me, did your extension so I could make a
Mm-hmm.
connection with that stylist just in case I got booked up. And they were
Yeah.
like, they would rub and be like, how do you know? Let's go with my hairstylist. I could pick one out. I don't care how flawless it was. I knew it was that from the back. And they will automatically tell. So it's not a niche per se. It's who are in need to structure a proper business. You'll
Okay.
niche yourself down automatically.
Okay. So you mentioned that your program was 6 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk about a little bit of the structure of the program? Is it, do you focus on one thing per month, or do you move your students along depending on, their growth and where they are?
Well, everybody comes in at a different point. I
Okay.
believe in when you invest in coaching, I don't like to wait for it to start type situation. So when you invest in my coaching program, we start immediately. Let's get this party on the road. Because if you're actually looking for help, there is no wait. The wait is over. You waited long enough to find the right coach. What am I waiting for to get you started?
Yeah.
So immediately once you start, everybody starts at a different time, everybody starts at a different point, and everybody's moving along the journey at different, parts. And basically I start you at the beginning. So I start with branding, and I literally walk you through about 9 elements of building your entire business, and we end up at marketing, which is what people ultimately want, but your foundation has to be set. So we're going through hiring processes, we going through your pricing menu, we going through business structure, we're going through a lot of things in the program before we get to marketing. But I've also tied in like other elements, like for some who are looking to begin their own hair product line, I kind of tie that in there as well. Tie in business credit also, because as you're moving through this, you need things. And I need you to start untying yourself from your business. So I incorporate those elements as well. So everybody's moving along the program at different points. But I
Okay.
know as your coach, at this point, you should be here. So I'm also your accountability partner. Hey, we at? Literally, I've had people who have I keep you on a tracker. That way I can see how you're moving through the program. But I've had some that just be like, oh, I can't figure this out. And I'm like, hey, I will call you. I'm that coach. And I will call you at work while you doing hair So you could see my phone show up on your face. My face gonna show up on your DM, on your messenger, or whatever that is. Where you at? What you doing? Get back on track. So that is why my success rate is so high, because I don't allow you frustration time. I don't allow you time to say, okay, I need a break, because there's no break in success. You're going to keep pushing this off. You've already pushed it off, because more than likely you already got a salon. You've already been running this salon by yourself. You're already trying to figure out the answer. You're already behind. So I'm not going to let you just sit back and be stuck. Like,
right.
I just don't believe in that. You're investing in coaching, and I'm investing in you, and I'm gonna push you along this journey. If I need to pull back on a push, I might pull back on a push a little bit. I'll give you a week or so, but that next week, no, we gotta get back on this. We ain't got time for this, because the clock is ticking. Because in the beginning, we do goal setting. What is your goals? And I teach all my clients how to really break down the goal. A lot of times when we break down the goals, we don't break them down all the way. We don't break them down enough. We think we broke them down enough, but they're not broken down enough. And once I show you that, it's like, oh, okay, execute. That's it. That only thing left is execution. So everyone's starting at a different time in the program. Everyone's moving on a different journey, and everyone is just hitting checkpoints and milestones along the entire time.
Okay. That's awesome, you guys. Listen, we in January. And this time for my clients, we're talking about, what does the year look like for you? What do you need? You have to build it in your budget, right? So when you are knowing your numbers and you know the money that's left over, right? That's my number one question I get. What do I do with the money that's left over?
Right.
You should always be allocating the appropriate amount for taxes, the appropriate amount to reinvest back into your business, and then you should be paying yourself a consistent salary. Regardless, some months are better than others, but your pay still needs to be here. Okay?
Consistent pay. Keyword, consistent pay.
Consistent. Your bills are consistent. Every single bill you have is consistent. It's going to show up every month, regardless of what you and your business doing. So, you guys, we are in January. I know we're at the end of January, but this is the perfect time for you to determine what you need in business. It's what they say, new year, new me. This is a new year. You want to take your business to a new level. You absolutely need a salon coach. Okay, do not be afraid to invest in your business. And I don't like to think about any type of coaching as an expense. It's a deductible business expense, but it is an investment.
Talk about the deductible now.
Right. It's a deduct. Everybody always want to write things off. Write things off that's gonna help your money grow.
Right.
That's what is needed, right? So what I've been doing, even in December, I've been talking to my clients. Okay, what do you need? What are you needing? You want to work on your products, getting your product out there. You want to work on your brand. You want to work. That's the number one thing, honestly, too. A lot of people have products, but they don't really know how to work them. It's not really doing what they thought it was going to do.
Right.
So a lot of people right now, especially, are looking for coaches, or they know in their mind, like, oh, I've been seeing a coach. But they're like, well, how can I, if you have structure and you know how to allocate your profit, when you don't do that, you get in the habit of just using whatever's left over for your own personal gain. But it doesn't necessarily benefit. So you have to train your mind. This is a good time to start training your mind to put money, just like you put money in your savings account for a rainy day. You need to start allocating money to reinvest in your business, and that includes coaching.
Right.
Okay, so y'all, Alicia's gonna tell you again how to find her.
Just like them training challenge, them saving challenges I've been seeing. What you got to put $1 away, and then
right.
Same concept. Take quarter away a day. So I seen here. This is a side note, y'all. Listen to this, right? Listen to this. This is a funny thing I saw. I wanted to share this, right? I seen a meme that was like, you put a quarter away a day, and at the end of the year, you gonna have $9,121.
Let me get my calculator. That might be right.
25 cents a day.
Yeah. It's 365 days in a year, right?
It sure is.
It's
But
$91.25.
But I was like, you know what? But that will make people start dropping their quarters in a jar and start saving some money. I don't care how you saved it. Your math is off on that savings, but you
Yeah.
saved something at the end of the year. I was like,
Yes.
9,000. It ain't no way, not with no quarter.
Ain't no
Now for
not with a
$25
quarter.
a day, $25 a day, you can get to $9,125, whatever
Yes.
the end of number was.
Yep.
So I figured I share that with you. If you like, I don't know how to save, what to save, how much to save. Listen, I don't care if you start with that quarter a day or that $25 a day. Or what you call it. What's the smock thing you call it? The term you got for the smock?
Oh, a colleague call it the smock trap. When you
Right. Or
get your tips and you just tuck it in that smock, and next thing you know you just spending it on groceries and what have you.
it grow wings. So if you take everything you shove in your smock, it fly away. It be like, you be like, wait a minute, it just flew away. So if you take everything you shove in your smock and just shove it somewhere for savings, that's a start. You got people who like, I'm gonna put every $5 bill away. It doesn't matter how you start. What you got to tell yourself in order to start putting things away. I'm like, I put all my $5 bills away. Now you know we got good cash. We always got some cash around. So put all your $5 bills away. And if you like, my clients don't tip me $5. I know you're probably saying that. Put the 10s away and put the 20s away or something. Like, just put a stack of it away, and that will create, a nice nest egg of whatever you want to do. Come this time next year, who knows what you may save? This time next year, you may have put away enough to actually start a product line if you're thinking about starting one and don't know how, because your guess is I don't have the money.
Yep.
Start that way.
That's always the number one. You find money to do whatever you want to do. You have to make it a priority. And y'all, I heard, so before I even met Alicia, I had heard about Alicia, right? I heard her, what you call them? It's not consultation. Your growth calls. Her rapid growth calls.
Yes.
She is value, y'all. It's not just let me tell you about my program because it's so great and then I'm going to you need to just pay this. No, she gives value. She wants to hear about what you got going on, where you stuck. She wants to actually add value to your beauty business. So that is what, before we made contact with each other, that is the number one thing that I heard about even before entering her program, which made someone want to even enter the program, right? So she's there for you. She's there to listen. She's there to coach you. I'm big on, you have to be coachable. Yes. And I tell my coaches up front, listen, if I go ghost, that means I'm stuck. Help. I have a problem with asking for help sometimes. I will go ghost on you. I go for like a good week, be like, I'm back. So my coach like,
where you been?
But I implement. As soon as I get out my head, I'm like, boom. I implement. I just got a second to process. But if you don't hear me from 2-3 days, call me, because that means I'm in my head. Exactly. So it's really good to hear that she is that coach. She's not just going to, your money is not going to disappear. Your investment will come back to you. You have to remember that. You got to keep that in your mind. So Alicia, tell them one more time where they can find to actually sign up for a rapid growth call.
So you could click the link in my bio if you're watching this on IG, of course. Who knows? We may share this out otherwise. But on IG, click the link in my bio and you'll see rapid growth call there. You get directly to my calendar. I'm going to ask you a couple questions because I don't know you. You know me. I need to know a little something about you before we get on the phone. And then we start talking from there. So click the link on my bio, schedule a rapid growth call. If you don't click it from there, then you can always go to my website at aliciamonique.com and you can schedule your call from there as well. So, and actually what I do is there is no just jump into my program. So there's no link to get in. If you find my program, it's going to direct you to get on the phone call. So I have to talk to you before you get into the program. And when we're on the call, we're going to discuss clarity for one, because things is not, it's not clear. I got to clear that up first. And then we discuss a growth plan. So what does growth look like? Sometimes we don't know what because the vision is cloudy, we don't know the direction that we're trying to go in. So I could discuss a growth plan, and then I round up the call and I give you a money strategy. And with those three things, I mean, you're off to the right track. And then your next step will either be to get into coaching, so that the three things that we discuss comes to life. So click the link in my bio, schedule your rapid growth call, or you can go to my website at aliciamonique.com and schedule a rapid growth call from there. But like Brianna said, I believe in adding value. I'm not just here, yeah, okay, girl, that sounds good. Yeah, go ahead on and do this. You're gonna get in my program. What's your credit card number? I've been done that way and made horrible mistakes for coaching, I must say, because we've invested thousands of dollars in coaching. And I know people are hesitant of getting a coach because they like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't want to get robbed of my money. And am I actually going to get this? I give you exactly what I say I'm going to give you. If I don't know something, I'm like, I don't know. I tell my clients all the time, I don't know that much about bookkeeping and accounting. I do know how to keep my books. Here's a contact person for you. Reach out from them. I know a little bit about taxes. I don't know all that much about taxes. Here's a contact person. You reach out for them. So all of my clients get all of the resources that I have, that I am aware of good people who do great things, like Brianna, who's legit, who's going to give you what they say that they're actually going to give you. So I believe in on a rapid growth call, adding value. Click the link in my bio. Don't forget to follow me. So I might be dropping some classes and things like that as well. So make sure you follow my page so you can keep in tune of what's going on.
Yes. Thank you so much for just taking the time out to talk more about your program. I mean, I said it at the beginning of the live before you even got on. I mean, y'all, she is like, she's such a fabulous person. That's her favorite word, right? Every time I talk to her, it's fabulous. But honestly, like, seriously, she's very genuine. I've heard great things before I even personally talk to her. So you guys join the program, make the sacrifice. Everything in investment is always a sacrifice. Always. That's how I know it's going to be a good investment. When it's a stretch. That's just personal. When something's too easy, I'm like, I can do that anytime. But when something is a stretch, you make it a priority to actually put your business first. Okay, you will get what you put in. You'll get back out what you put into your business, you guys. So we're in January. This is a good time. Mm-hmm. The first quarter is usually the best time for you to get in, make changes, pivot what you need in order to see more profit, more growth later on in the year. Okay, so thank you so much, Alicia, for hopping on. I mean, I'm very thankful that you took the time. And you guys, I can't stress it enough. Go ahead and follow her. Click the link in her bio and get on that call.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brianna. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a great night.
Bye.
Stay fabulous.
Bye. Bye.